What's up, guys? Prodigy here, bringing you guys a quick midweek video. In this video, I'm gonna do a lot easier and simpler, and I'm gonna do it more towards the beginners that are new at this and not really not doesn't really understand all the language of it. So I'm gonna try to keep it real simple. And if I do use some jargon, I'm gonna break it down real quick. So, anyways, what I'm looking at right now is the S&P 500's SPY for short, SPY, and I'm gonna create a trading plan and what I plan to do for tomorrow, as well as what happened during the week already, Monday and Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, so Wednesday already happened. Wednesday is the third day of the week, and the market is open Monday through Friday. So, anyways, let's start it out. So, right now I'm looking at my chart of the S&P 500s, and I'm looking at the weekly time frame, meaning that each candlestick represents 1 week. And so, like I said, Monday through Friday, the stock market is open. So this is this week right here. It's still gonna be moving. But this is last week's candle. The week before that is this week's candle. You can even look down below and see the dates down here. Follow my cursor. It even shows the dates. So 1 through 23, the 23rd through the 27th, and then the new week is the 30th. And so, anyways, it's just continuing on. So this is the new week, and to bring it real quick, I'm going to create a trading plan, and I'm looking at the weekly time frame. So let's get right into it. So I'm looking at the weekly time frame, and I'm starting on the macro, meaning I'm looking at a bigger time frame. I'm looking at something that's really big. We're going to shorten it down. We're going to start from the weekly. We're going to go down to the daily, and then we're going to go down to the 4 hour, to the 1 hour, and we're going to go down from there. So we're on the weekly, and let's get it real short and simple. So I'm going to grab, what I'm doing is I'm going to see what trend we're in. So I'm looking at the trend, and this is something that we talked about already in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord, definitely join in and see what's going on, and look at, I'm always looking at the market, checking out the S&P 500s, and that's what I trade daily. So anyways, this is the downtrend that we're in, and a downtrend just means what trend we're in. We could be uptrending, and look at this is an uptrend. Now we're downtrending. So now that we're downtrending, just as of recently, last week, we broke this downtrend. Look at this. We've been downtrending, meaning that we've just been going down. Every time we hit this trend level, we just go down. But this time we hit this trend level and we went up. So that means we broke trend. So that's what I'm looking at this week. I'm seeing that on the weekly time frame, we broke trend. So that's just something that I'm noticing. There's something else that I'm looking at that's happening that I'm not going to explain because it's a little bit more advanced, and it's called a cup and handle formation pattern. And it's just a cup and a small handle. It has a potential to break out this week. But anyways, that's something else I'm looking at, and I'm not going to go too deep in that. I don't want to confuse you or go too complex on you guys just yet. So now I'm going to shorten it down, and let's go to the daily time frame, meaning that each candle represents 1 day of trading, 1 day of price action of trading. Now, for the market, for me over here in Seattle, Washington, the market opens at 6:30 a.m. and it closes at 1 p.m. So every day there's going to be a daily candle, and it starts at 6:30 a.m., closes at 1 p.m. for me, meaning that there's going to be an opening price, and it's going to open at a certain price, and it's going to close at a certain price. And there's always going to be, each new day is going to be a new candle. So this is today that just happened. Let me actually zoom in. So this is what just happened today. This is yesterday. This is Tuesday. You can even see down here 31st. This is Tuesday. Today is February 1st. So yesterday was the 31st of January. And then this is the 30th of January. So that's Monday. If you go before that, look at this. Look at how it goes from the 30th to the 27th, because there's no candles for the weekend. There's no trading day for the weekend. It's only Monday through Friday. So keep that in mind. So this is the daily now. So now we're looking at the daily. We can still see that downtrend that we made on the weekly. And look at this daily. We broke out of it. So now we're finally breaking out. And there is a level that I had set already that I took calls on, I didn't take calls on. I planned to take calls on, and I said that this is where I would take calls at. And so we already broke that level, and now we're breaking some new levels that I would have loved to take calls at. And what do I mean by calls? What I mean by calls is that I want to get into a position which is a contract, which is option trading. So I'm getting into an option contract, which says that, hey, I believe this stock, which is the S&P 500s, will go up in price by the end of the day. Or I pick the expiration date. So I can say, I believe the S&P 500s is going to go to 410 by tomorrow or Tuesday or Friday. So anyways, you can choose your expiration date and you can choose which price you believe it's going to go to. And so when you're betting that's going to go up, it's called calls. So in this case, it broke a lot of levels that I would have took calls at. And looking at this daily time frame, I'm zooming in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So when I'm looking at this daily time frame, this is what I noticed, and this is what I'm noticing. This is where I'm going to take my next calls at. So now I'm on the daily time frame, and look at this. We broke. Look, this is today. We broke all of these candles right here already. I mean, we broke those. We're well above these two candles. But look at this candle. Something that I would love to take is what I would love to see. So anyways, let me zoom it down to the 4-hour time frame. So meaning that each candle represents 4 hours of trading action. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit closer to show you guys something real quick. So like I said, each candle represents 4 hours. So this is the last 4 hours. We really didn't move that much, but look at the last 4 hours. This is the time that the market was closing. The last 4 hours that the market was closing. Man, we shot up from 404.13 and closed at 411.63. That is a big number. That is a big amount that we went up. But anyways, so that means every 4 hour is a new candle. So you can just see, look at this price action. Every 4 hours is a new candle. Look at these 4 hours right here. So 4 hours, we're just going up. Next 4 hours, we're going up. Next 4 hours, going up. A little bit of a breather. All these 4 hours. That's like 4, 8, 12, 16, 24. That's 20. That's a lot of candles right there. And then we get one more fat candle. So that's an uptrend. Anyways, to keep it real simple, where am I going to take calls at? What do I plan on? Where's my next trade plan? What am I doing? What's going on? So looking at the 4 hours, where do I plan on taking my calls at? So you can see that this is the level that we're at. We're at 411.83 right now. So where do I plan on taking calls at? I love to take calls on breaks of new highs. So what do I mean by that? So look at this. This is a high. We had this high right here. Today we hit the highest we ever hit was 413.67. But we're below that right now. So that's considered a high. Look at this high right here. This high is 414.10. So I'm going to mark that down real quick. 414.10. Give me one moment. 414.10. And I'm going to mark it down as calls, because that is where I plan to take calls. Simple reason being is it's a new high. Now, the highest we hit today was 413.67, but that's high is 414.10. And look at this high right here. This is another high right here, 415.02. So I'm going to mark that down. Now these are simple levels that I plan to take some calls at, and they're real simple, guys. They're real simple. And this is just another high that I just marked off. So I've just marked off these two highs, and they're above where we're at right now. So I'm just going to wait patiently and see if we're going to go above these levels, and that's where I plan to take calls at. If I go back in time and see what it looks like, you can see that honestly it does look really good. It looks really valid to take calls above 415.02. I mean, looks really valid right there. Looks really valid right there. These levels look great. So let's go back more in time, because that's where we set it at. So I mean, these levels look great in my opinion. You could even set them up higher, but 415 in general is already a nice level that I love on SPY. So you can see that these levels are looking real good. All I'm doing is going back in time and seeing how they look on, back in time, because a lot of times they get respected too. So that's as far as it goes. And I'm liking those levels. But that's not all that I like to do. So those are just simple levels. Now let's look for a real meaningful level. Let's look for something that's real meaningful. Something that's like really strong. Now I actually don't really plan on trading tomorrow, only due to what just happened today with FOMC, meaning that like the Federal Reserve just had Jerome Powell, the head chairman of the Federal Reserve, just spoke and talked about what the next plan is for the U.S. economy as far as interest rates goes, and he just raised us up 25 basis points and 0.25 basis points, and so it was expected. But he also talked really good about the economy, and so he said that not to get too political. I mean, he just talked about how his goal to get inflation down to 2% without us going through a recession, and so that's why the market had pumped. As well as he said that he can see us gaining to 2% inflation without us having to have a downturn in the market. And so that really pumped up the market. That really gave the market a nice pump, and they love that. They love to hear that. So anyways, I'm going to be careful tomorrow, and the levels that I marked off for a real simple trading plan is a real simple trading plan. But to be safe, you got to find a real strong level, which is stronger than that. So what I like to do is I like to look for levels that got hit a lot of times. So what I mean by that is, let's say for one random example, 416.34. Let's say every time it hits around 416.34, there's always a wick that touches it. And what I mean by wick is, look at these candles, and they have a wick to them, a little stick to them. So let's say every time it hits a certain level, it always just wicks to it and touches it. So that's what I love to see. So I'm going to try to find something, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to try to find something, and maybe actually, I'll let you guys see. If it takes too long, I'll just cut it. But I'm going to try to find something real strong. And the levels that I'm going to find is, I'm going to go back in time, and I'm going to find a real strong level. I'm going to find something that's been hit multiple times. So let's look for one. So look at this high. So this high is 416.61. This close was 416.55, so it's 6 cents off. The open of this one is 416.56, so they're really close to these two candles are really close. I thought this wick was going to be at that same level, but let's look at this wick right here. So this wick is at 416.46, so 10 cents difference from these open and closed candles. So I'm not going to use any of those levels. So let's actually zoom in just a little bit more. And let's see if we can get something right here. Nope. Let's see if we can get something right here. Not as much. Let's go back over here to see if we can catch something pretty similar. So what is this high of this one? This one was 416.22. So 416.22. The low of this is 416.43. Open of this is 416.22. Look at that. 416.22. The open of this 4-hour candle, and the high of this is 416.22. So that is, so I'm gonna just mark that off for right now, just to keep it in mind. So we just found two of the same levels that open and close right on the level, and also have a nice wick to them. So let's just mark it red. So what we're going to do is just mark it red for right now, and this is what I like to do. So now that we got that level marked off, 416.22, let's find them. So 416.22 right there. Where's this high? 416.24. So that's just 2 cents of a difference. What is this open? 416.20. So there's 2 cents of a difference right there on both of those, all three of those candles. That's real nice. As well as the close of this candle is 416.25. So honestly, 416.20 to 25, in my opinion, is looking real nice. But I'm going to keep 22 because that is the levels that I'm seeing hit multiple times as of right now. Go back in time. a little bit more. Those levels don't really hit as far as right there. Go back one more time. That's as far as it goes. So, oh shit, we can see something. Yep. So yeah, so that's that. That's how. So I found one solid level. Let's go over here. See if it compares. Not as much. The Hive. This is 416.10. 12 cents difference. So yeah, I'm liking that level a lot. I'm gonna keep that 416.22, and that's where I also plan to take some really solid calls at. That's pretty much that, guys. We're 15 minutes in on this video, longer than I expected. We only went to the 4 hours, but so far I'm liking these levels that we got. To really secure it, and we can even do this. This is something that I really like to do, and we're gonna do this real quick. So I like to look at these 3 levels, and I like to see how they look. So I like to just scan back, go back in time. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm probably taking up a lot more than you guys' time doing this, but I just like to see how these levels look. More of the 416.22. That's more what I'm looking at on the hourly. So I do like that 416.22. That level's looking real great. Yeah. As far as I get. Okay, anyways, guys. So sorry about that. So that's it. Appreciate you guys joining in. As far as calls go and where I plan to do anything as far as calls, I'm gonna be safe. But if we do continue this bull run, I'm gonna take calls above there. If we do go down, I don't plan on taking puts for a fat minute. And what do puts mean? Puts mean you can make money on the downside. Yes, you can make money on the downside, and I don't plan on doing that. I don't plan on taking any bets to the downside until we break some pretty low levels, which will be a big minute. So, anyways, guys, appreciate you guys joining in. Sorry it took longer than usual, but I really wanted to make this, mainly towards the people that are new. So, thank you guys for watching this, and hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' night. Catch you guys tomorrow.